What's up guys, China here, and today in this video I will be talking about the new China Rising DLC, which was released on December the 2nd for the premium members, and it will be released for the non-premium members on December the 17th. So the DLC came with a bunch of new content, including 4 new maps. They include Silk Road, Ulti Range, Golan Peak, and Dragon's Pass. So there are also 2 new gadgets, 5 new weapons which we PC players got for a while now, 1 new game mode and 1 new vehicle, plus the bomber. Overall, I'm quite impressed with these new maps in this China Rising DLC, because in my opinion it's probably the best DLC map since Battlefield 3's Back to Karkan. I never really enjoyed the Battlefield 3 DLC maps except for maybe sometimes Armor Kill or Endgame. I just found the Battlefield 3 DLC maps just felt like the normal vanilla maps, but with differently placed buildings and different looking terrain. I just don't like how DICE reused too many of their same building models, and an example of this is the tall building in construction in Gulf of Oman was used again in Death Valley in Armor Kill. So every time I just see the same model, I just feel like DICE just got lazy and didn't decide to push that much effort into it. So I just kind of felt like I wasted my $15 or my premium membership. But that's not the case with China Rising. I think DICE in the future will probably put more time into their DLCs now, and I feel like the DLCs now have kind of a dynamic feel to them, a theme I would say. China Rising maps are more jungle-y and outdoorsy themed like the Battlefield Backcountry 2 Vietnam maps, while Naval Strike will probably focus on maps similar to Parasol Storm like the large, wide-open, water-based and island-based maps. So just by looking at this DLC from the map standpoint, there's so much fun. There's a lot of level fighting and you can hide a bit more easily as an infantry, so you won't be destroyed by tanks. I can really see a good future for the Battlefield DLCs if DICE sticks to what they're doing now with these new maps. But the DLCs will have to just wait, because yesterday they announced that they won't do anything else until the game is fixed, meaning netcode issues, little bugs and glitches, and just overall annoying problems. So I'm really glad they're doing this, because it just shows that they're still willing to fix the experience and not just to move on to money making DLCs. As I said before, the 4 new maps are Silk Road, Ulti Range, Golan Peak, and Dragon's Pass. I just want to get a bit more detail into these 4 maps and tell you guys their pros and cons of these maps. First, we have Silk Road, and of course this is not the online drug deal website. It is a good medium-sized desert map. There's a lot of nice use of terrain like the rocks and cliffs you can hide from the armored vehicles, and you can't believe how many times by jumping down those cliffs saved me. Now, infantry action will usually take place in the center of the map where the military outpost or the base is located, and in my opinion the best game mode to play this map on is either Domination because of the center of the map, or play Obliteration because the bomb will spawn directly in the middle and whoever gets it out of the center will most likely escape and destroy the objective. Conquest is of course awesome in the new China Rising maps, except for maybe Golan Peak, because I never really like small battlefield maps. Then next we have Ulti Range, and this is probably the biggest map in the China Rising DLC. You play near the snowy mountains where there's not much cover to hide in. There is also a big hill in the center area where there's a radar dome kind of thing. This is also where the Domination map will be playing at, and where most infantry on Conquest will hang out. I think it's probably a very good map to play with LAVs, because there are more LAVs than there are tanks on this map, and the LAVs will dominate. But at times it can be a very sniper friendly map because of the large and tall hill in the center where they can camp, so I would not suggest you to play this map as infantry. Then the third map is Golan Peak, and this is probably the smallest map in the China Rising DLC and probably my least favorite. It just feels like a smaller and dumbed down version of Dragon's Pass where they take a lot of the vehicles away, but I can see how if people enjoy CQB style of gameplay, then they can definitely enjoy this map, since this map is kind of small, and if I were to compare it to something, I would compare it to Grand Bazaar in Battlefield 3. There are a lot of dark corners for you to hide in, but you're in the constant action at all the time, and I would recommend you guys to run the suppressor so you can stay off the minimap, because staying off the minimap is the key to winning and getting good KD. The last map is Dragon Pass, and it has to be my favorite China Rising DLC map. It is a nice medium to large jungle-ish type of map, and I find it has a good balance between infantry and armor. There's a lot of low spaces for you guys to hide in so you can take out the armor easily. But I really think they should add the attack boat because the river system is just perfect, but if they did, it could have been a bit chaotic. There are also tall rocks which you can parachute on, and you can snipe enemies from fairly high up if that is your style of play. So I just find this map overall really balanced for any type of player. Now with China Rising, you'll get one new vehicle, which is the Dirt Bike from Battlefield 3 Endgame. It's nothing too special, and it just feels like how it did in Battlefield 3, and it can be very good to jihad bombings if you are into that. You will also get one new game mode, which is air superiority, and this time you can either play with the attack helicopters or the stealth jets. To begin, let's talk about the attack helicopter superiority's problems. In it, there's only one objective in the center to capture, and usually whichever team captures it first will keep it, since it's very hard to even get close to it once the opponent has it. Then there's some more problems in the air superiority with jets. You guys might think a jet guy like me will love air superiority, but that's not the case at all. I don't really enjoy it that much. There's too many lock-on missiles, and I feel there's no skills involved. If they take away the lock-ons, then I'll probably enjoy it more because that way you can really dogfight. Also, in general, the ticket count is way too low in my opinion, and if one team has the objectives, then the other teams will bleed very quickly, so the game will usually end in like under 5 minutes. Then on to the most anticipated part of the DLC, the bomber. Now I can say most people are probably extremely disappointed with it. There's a lot of people probably expecting it for you to fly with a couple of buddies as the gunner, but I already knew that would never happen since DICE will never put something that big for people to fly. I just thought at least the bombs will be much more powerful, or at least look much cooler, but it is still the stupid J-damn bomb seen in the attack jet. The bomber, in my opinion, is just basically a version of the AC-130 but weaker and only with one gunner. It also has no defenses against jets except for only IR flares. So if I were to sum up the bomber in one word, I would probably say useless. I am truly disappointed with it, and if you want to use it, you have to wait in front of a line in front of the mobile command center, and when it is empty you can enter it and you'll teleport onto the bomber. Usually you will want to use it once or twice, and I'll probably never touch it ever again because I'm just truly disappointed with it and I just don't find a purpose using it at all. The last part of the DLC is the new gadgets. They are the SUAV for the recon class and the UCAV for the support class. Both of them are UAVs and can be used from a distance. So the SUAV is basically an RC plane attached with a SOFLAM which can run over players much like the MAV from Battlefield 3 before patch. I've countless times tried to dodge these incoming planes and have gotten killed by them lots of times, and it's quite annoying in my opinion. Then there's the UCAV. Now this is much like the SUAV, but it has an explosive payload attached to it which can destroy and damage enemy vehicles. It can also kill enemy infantry quite easily if you land somewhat close to them. Now to balance it, there is a short distance limit and it does take forever to replenish from your ammo box, but you can still see in the clip, you can see me in the back with an ammo box sniping people with it, but very slow though, so it can be a little bit annoying. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and a comment down below. I will greatly appreciate it. I will continue to strive for being your number source for Battlefield 4 videos. Peace out, guys.